We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. Can't do this motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also it's fun. Stone. Stone. Stream. 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 Stone. Stone. Stream. Stone. 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 Stream. Stream. Stone. All my niggas in the chat they looking like it's fun. All my niggas gon' get that shit and roll it. We stone. We stone. We stream it and stream it. We stone. We stone and stream it. Yeah. Getting to the money, gotta get into the bag like yeah. Yeah. Roll up, plenty motherfuckers breathing like yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah. Getting to the bag, getting to the bag like yeah. All my niggas we stone the streaming. All my niggas we getting to the cheese and all my niggas we ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing. We stone and stream it. We stone and stream it. We stone and stream it.
What it motherfucking duty? It's your boy Righteous Ain't Playing.
Oh, and it's Chosen checking in. What up, though?
What up, what up, what up, man? So we got another lovely show for y'all, man. I want to just say what's up, Stone and Streaming family. Appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. Go ahead and send this out to as many people as you would like. The more the merrier. The more giveaways we're going to do.
Always.
What up, P-Line? What up, Miss Barlow? Sci-Fi Kong. What up, what up, what up? You already know. So, shit, man, what you got going on, homie?
Oh, first thing I need to do is get a motherfucking lighter. Or the smoke.
Here you go, buddy.
All them beans pop. I don't know if you're talking about me or Rice, but...
He talking about you because you had something in the box.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Right on, right on. That don't surprise me, though. Not to toot my own horn or nothing like that. Hold on,
hey,
y'all.
man. Hey, look. All seriousness. If a motherfucker say that Chosen beans don't pop or my beans don't pop, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm having to try to be better about shit because that's an automatic side eye. You know what I'm saying? No cap. That's an automatic fucking side. What? If a motherfucker say our beans didn't pop, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel that way. I would feel more comfortable with you saying, and this just being honest, right? And we'll probably get into the conversation a little bit later, but I would believe you more if you said, hey, man, one of your seeds harmed on me versus you saying, hey, the beans didn't pop. So it'd be like, I'm just being honest with you, because not popping, that's motherfucking unheard of. But, a motherfucker like me, man, I got no questions asked policy, you know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker tell me they bought some shit from me and we just keeping the shit 100 and they really unsatisfied, should I either send you something else or should I even refund you? Because that's just the type of nigga I am. I believe in square business, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, man, I do this shit to be a blessing to, you know what I'm saying, the cannabis game, not to be a motherfucking detriment to it. So just keeping the shit 100. Well, of course the motherfuckers pop Sci-Fi.
Yeah, nigga got pretty good ratios with that with the popping portion of things. We haven't had a bad run. Everything been everything, you know what I'm saying? G.
Oh, XLG. This ain't your this ain't your mama's jeter.
It sure isn't.
But yeah, man, shit, what's going on with you, man?
What up, Jagger Master B?
Any good news in the garden?
That FYG spray worked. As As Farmer says, that's what I was literally getting ready to say. Oh man, we gonna, you're gonna get blessed with a boatload of shit when you order from either one of us for sure. That's how that shit always go. Usually.
Hell yeah, and one
Uh,
thing I can say, man, we pretty good. Like a lot of times we'll communicate with people before like they make a purchase, whether it's from my site or their site. So like, man, that's the best thing you can do is let it be known exactly who the fuck it is who's ordering, because motherfuckers always try to throw some extra in there, you know what I'm saying? Farmer
mhm.
M says that FYG spray worked. I got beans to show. And hell yeah, you damn sure do. I've seen it myself. Seen it myself.
Yeah, I think if I'm mistaken, he running. Shout out to you too, Farmer, because I think you running like a ton of my shit right now.
Man, I think them beans was some of your shit. I think he took the FYG spray and crossed two of your strings together. If I'm not mistaken.
You was saying something like that. I know somebody was
But
like,
yeah,
"I'm using strawberry frosted donut," which, hey guys, I just made
yeah, what
films
up?
of that. Just made films of those.
Hell
So there
yeah,
we go.
man. Hey, that's dope, man. Man, hey, look, bro, I'm glad you was having a very successful. The fuck was that?
I
I'm
don't
glad
have.
you was having a successful harvest, man.
I have an I-70. I have an I-170, and I have an I-44, but I don't have an I-75. So it's got to be 70. Unless you've made an I-75. Nah, that'd be
Man,
great.
I was just looking at some I-170s. I was just looking at those.
I have those as well. Hey,
Uh,
it's funny. I got some literally right here. That's crazy. Sitting right there.
yeah. Shit, I got some around here somewhere. I think I just put them away though. Yeah, I just put them away. But as y'all know, man, new and exciting news, man. Shit, I've been promising, man, something to get the garden back up and running, man. I just ordered some nutrients. They should be here in the next day or two. And I also, I got my frame put up. I got a tarp that I ordered too, so I can lay underneath the tents and shit, just for a little bit of additional moisture control. Shit. I already got my fans pulled out, and the next thing will be pulling out the lights, which I'm gonna be running under the Quarez's. I'm at the point right now where I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, it's getting ready to go down. So I wanted to share with y'all, man. Shit, I'm getting ready to go ahead and pop some beans. I'm gonna pop some KJ, some CC, some Tommy Gun honey bun, and some lasagna. Everything else that was in the 93 Sons box, I actually ran. I got one bag seed that I'm dropping that I found. It's either banana pancakes or cake mix. I don't know which one, but I just want to run it, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna be popping these right here, which I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'm only gonna pop one pack. These were viewer submitted, and I'm gonna let y'all choose, man. Y'all can either go 1, 2, 3, or 4. I got Larry Granddad Pluto. I got Larry's Descent. I got Larry Crash the Party. And I got Garanimal Larry. And all of these are from Black G. And these crosses were made when he acquired the Jungle Boys packs. Someone was nice enough to send these to me. So I'm just gonna let y'all pick if y'all would help me out. If not, should I just pop the one I want to pop?
That's cool. I got a
way.
question real quick. So you cross baseline to Sonic Boom, and then what you got from that, you hit with the 420 Girl Ferrari line. What particularly did you hit it with specifically? Because I grew a lot of all of her shit, and obviously I grew baseline. It sounded like you cooking up something pretty good. So I'm just wondering, what of 420 Girls did you hit it with? I've never had Sonic Boom, but I've heard good things about it. Obviously, I grew baseline for sure, and I grew about 5 different Ferrari things from 420 Girl. Damn, what up, Enu? I missed your ass sliding in. Yeah, that Gary Coleman's pretty chunky. It ain't man. That is pretty chunky, but that fucking Blue Magic, which I don't have anymore. I wish I did. I got my cuts of it. I am gonna make some seed. Her Ferrari runs, okay. I am gonna make some more seeds of it though, cause I would like to have some. What up, Trey Cheese? I would like to have some. It's crazy because like I didn't have that many of those, and they went kind of quick. That high octane, whatchamacallit was a good cross. That high octane and god damn it, Lilac Diesel BX Tree. It was a good cross. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. It gave it size. I wish it would have took a look. I didn't have enough to hunt though. I wish I could have found one a little more potent. That motherfucking high octane is like very potent. Blue Magic is a pretty even smoke. The couple phenos that I got, mostly they mostly are very similar though. Big ass. I had grew 4 different phenos. All the motherfuckers was really pretty. All the motherfuckers was really pretty much the same. They all yielded great. Matter of fact, I'll get up and show y'all like later. But all the buds were big as a motherfucker though. T1 Production. What it do?
What up? What up? What up? Yeah, man. If y'all could help me out in the chat, man. Anyone, y'all could pick, man. Which one y'all want me to run?
What's the cross on?
Running.
Just personally.
I don't know none of the crosses. I don't know none of the crosses. This shit was just sent to me just like this. I mean, I can only imagine Gar Animals is probably like Animal Cookies times Larry OG. I bet it's a bunch of Larry OG crosses. I'm kind of looking at. I kind of like want to run the Larry Granddad.
Nah, it's not Larry OG. It's whatchamacallit?
Mike Larry.
No, Strawberry Larry.
Strawberry Larry. Yeah, I don't know. This shit just came from the Black G. You know what I'm saying? Someone in the chat sent it to me, so I'm just gonna see. You know what I'm saying?
Pip say run the last one. He say run the last one, Geronimo Larry.
Geronimo Larry.
Okay, that's good to hear. You gonna love that Blue Magic though. For sure. I am not bullshitting. That's the most excited. I want to see what you say about that. And hey, my niggas, let us get some pictures, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we can start highlighting that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love to repost that shit. Whether it's good, bad, fair, or foul. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. So you got half of the 94 Suns box going with the Tommy gun. Jealousy, Gary. Yeah, that's some nice shit. No lie. I actually am in week 1 of Flower, but I am gonna just show y'all later this big ass KJ that I got. That's just bigger than everything else. It's crazy. It's tall, very tall, and I got 3 of them in there, so it's not like it's not like they not represented well. They all represented well. That one's just obnoxiously big for some reason. So I would say I wonder what that Larry Crash the Party is. Larry's granddad. So for me, it would probably be, if I had to guess, I would probably pick Larry Crash the Party or Larry's Granddad Pluto, I guess.
That's what I would have picked, man. But Piff was the only one who said anything, which is cool with me. So I just did the Garano Larry. I
Okay,
just
he
dropped him
says,
shit in the work.
Farmer says, I sent them. He gave me 2 boxes. I guess he talking about your box. He gave me 2 boxes, but I did not you, what you got. He saying he sent you. He gave him 2 boxes, but he did not have luck with them. Something pollinated the whole tent, so he got a jar full of seeds. So whatever you run and watch it. I got to pop some new shit. Got clones going in the fire pit. Pluto cross, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The Larry's granddad Pluto or Larry Crash the Party is what I picked for. Wedding Crasher. Wedding Crasher. I don't know what that is or what that means, but
yeah, that's what I figured. That shit probably have Wedding Crasher in it. Just getting running stuff and shit. Because I'm not a fan of Wedding Crasher. Just,
Larry's Crash the Party.
Yeah, probably that Wedding Crasher that I would imagine.
Well, if you're not a fan of Wedding Crasher, nigga, do not grow I-170. Because, hey, half a strawberry champagne is Wedding Crasher. And it was, when I grew that shit, the one that I used to make that cross was a very Wedding Crasher heavy. It was very Wedding Crasher leaning. That Pluto on the way, waiting on cuz now. Mike Larry. Okay, it is Mike Larry times Wedding Crasher. Mike Larry times Wedding Crasher. And what do I got? Mike Larry times Sunset Sherbert, which is what I used in the Michael Landon. Which I got going right now. Mike Landon is Mike Larry times Sunset Sherbert times Lilac Diesel, I believe. No, it's not Lilac Diesel. I gotta look and see what the fuck it is, because I don't think it's Lilac Diesel though.
Yeah, man, I'm over here just popping these beans right now, man. Like I said, man, I'm popping these shit with y'all.
Yeah, because I had changed the names of some of this shit. I got everything wrote down, but I changed the name. Larry Strawberry. I think that was that Larry Strawberry line. Kong, I believe. I'm not sure. Because, you know, Black G make 1 million seeds at a time. Because one of y'all sent me a bunch of his shit too, which I refused to use because I had already used a lot of his shit already. I had already used his Fruit Punch Runts. I already used his Hype. I used his I just used his Banana Frost. I'm trying to think what I use his Wild Tropic Runs too. So I use a lot of his shit already. Told that nigga I can't use no more of your shit. Use too much of this shit already. Between him and shit, if you take away him and Ethos, nigga, that's probably 70% of what I'd made so far. Him and Ethos. So he do got some good shit. But one thing that I will say that he taught me, good, bad, fair, foul. When you got one thing that you love working with, like, yeah, that Lamosa is straight. Yeah, that Lamosa is actually, that helped make one of the best strains that I got right there. Yeah, I did use that Lamosa. I used that Lamosa times Sunday Driver, and that's barbecue ribs, which was an awesome cross. Actually, I'm going to go back through some more of them. I did like that Lamosa a lot too. But when he used a lot of banana punch. So what happens is when you pop 3 to 4 seeds of a variety, like that the hype and the banana frost, I had phenos that taste almost exactly alike.
Like,
But that's because he used banana. He used that same banana punch. Kong, I don't have none of Frosty genetics. If I ever get a hold of some of the motherfuckers the way that y'all say they are, y'all know what I'm gonna do with that shit. But I ain't I don't have any at all. I hear a lot about it. I hear so much about that shorty air. And here's the thing about a lot of shit, everything actually. Not to say that it ain't good, because I'm sure that it is good. Like, I'm positive it's good because everybody talk about the shit. I'm positive it's good. But what I noticed, and I was just telling Reich about this shit, your camera make a big ass difference. You can have some shit that look absolutely amazing, but if your camera and your lighting ain't right, that shit don't look the same. Conversely, you can have some shit that don't look that good, but if your camera and lighting is good, then it look amazing. So, you know, you gotta have a perfect mixture of everything when you doing shit online, right? Because you can have some gas and it don't look like no gas, but you can't smoke it.
hey, just real quick, man. I just want to make history.
Make history, nigga.
Toasted ravioli.
Something popped in 30 seconds.
Toasted ravioli in the cup.
10-pack dinner.
Just had to make history with that. And the reason why that there would be history is because, hey man, first time putting in so I didn't. So, hey man, did it all together, guys.
I juiced 2 Sonic Boom crossed with something, males, and got fucked up. I didn't know males can hit like that. Males literally make it look like it's snowing compared to when you reverse a plant. Males will have your hand coming out that motherfucker white. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen too much with a reverse plant. I do it every time, bro. Whenever I revert, like all of that shit, which I might, the lights off, I might show y'all. It just ain't that interesting, but I still might show y'all anyway. But bro, every time I make reverse seeds, fem seeds, I always be like, oh, I didn't pollinate nothing, and that shit always be hella pollinated.
A whole bunch of seeds, and you never thought it was no damn seeds.
Yep.
You be like, damn, you should pollinate it like that.
Oh no, Con, I definitely believe you, bro. For sure. I definitely believe you. I was just saying I haven't got a chance to really fuck with none of this shit. That's all. But I definitely take your word for it, for sure. Y'all know me, I ain't no hater. I agree with anybody's shit. I just gotta wait and go through some of this shit I got first before I re-up or retool and spend some money with somebody else shit. I literally had to get all the Black G shit out of my garden because they had started taking over my garden. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to go back and pheno hunt. Some of the shit that I did never really get to pheno hunt, number one. Number two, within the next 3-4 days, I should actually know what type of timetable I'm on with this fucking hip. You know what I'm saying? Now I do have something with his 33 mints in it. I got that collab that him and Black G had, which was okay. It was all right. I think I'm gonna have to get some of Frosty shit. His self spill milk number 2. Yeah, everybody be talking about this shit. I'm gonna have to get a hold of some of this shit, see what it do.
Man, you better check it out because, hey, look, man, just to touch on this briefly, I don't know what happened or even if it's, just exceptional marketing like Jay-Z or some shit, but Black G said he was retiring or some shit like that, or at least temporary retiring.
So, oh, man, then he came back.
He came back already? Because I was like, all right.
That nigga like Jay-Z.
Niggas dropping like fries around here, So ain't no telling when that nigga
Big
be
Boom.
back.
Man, Frosty ain't going nowhere. That's one thing I know about him. Big Boom crossing my sittles. Okay. Yeah, y'all got a lot
Hey
of
man,
y'all
I
got
just want
plenty.
to say whoever that was earlier, I think that was Farmer M who said he crossed the baseline to Big Boom, man. I thought that was dope, man. Thought that was
He
dope. I mean, you could
he
have
took the
crossed that shit to
baseline.
anything. You could have
He
crossed it
took
to
the
anything.
baseline to Sonic
Sonic Boom.
Boom, and
My
then he
bad.
took that, and then he took that to Ferrari Runs.
Yeah, man. I just think that's dope, man. You could have crossed my shit to anybody, shit. And I just appreciate you even deciding to work with it. And let alone for you to put this shit with 420 Girl and Proximate Nasty, man. That's dope, man. I appreciate that. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
he next on my list of some shit to get for sure.
Jacking for strings.
I done fuck with everybody's shit. I don't think I crossed on the 420 Girl shit only because the last thing I heard that I had, the last thing I heard that I had before I saw that Megan C's, I didn't really like that much. That was
What
that
up,
Ferrari
408?
Blue Widow. It grew well. I just didn't really. I personally didn't like the taste. It sold very well too.
Man, speaking of which, man, hey, look, man, shit, I got to run that motherfucker myself as well, too, man. It's a couple strands I need to get into. Because, I want to work with that toasted ravioli, but I don't want to pair it up with nothing crazy. So, like, right now, we had talked about it before, Buds, to be in here sometimes, man. Like, he had ran a lasagna, ran into an issue, right? You know what I'm saying? So, ultimately, he decided to keep what he had. Shit, budded. He showed me some pictures of it. Look pretty good. Look like it's strong in a dominant, strong in a sativa scream dominant for sure. Is what I would say. But you know what I mean? Look pretty decent. You know. And 408 right now, 408 running lasagna outside too. You know what I'm saying? Which, man, that motherfucker got a big ass motherfucker plant. I will say that. That shit is huge. And I just watched this video today, man. He got a bunch of shit outside, man. That shit looking really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I need to get into that shit myself, man. One of the things that also happened this week, man, because I believe in talking about everything. Some of y'all may know DC Grow Nut. Some of y'all may not. And pretty much, DC Grow Nut was running a Sir Charles outside, and pretty much the plant, man, was all nuts. You know what I mean? She had no pistols, no nothing, just all ball meat. You know what I'm saying? Now I watched a couple shows with what's his name, Rasta Jeff. And I've heard him say that you can't have fem beings that actually just be straight males. Like not even no fem part whatsoever. I'm not sure if he kept it going or what. At some point he was pleased with it. You know what I mean? And but obviously, once that bitch got some ball meat to it, I wouldn't be pleased with it either. Unfortunate reality of fems. Unfortunate reality of cannabis. But the thing that I wanted to talk about is, hey, man, shit, I documented this shit, man. I ran like motherfucking 20 of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? 24 of them. Excuse me. Some shit like that. So, I saw like in his comments, some people was like, oh, that's why you gotta work your gear. And that's why this, that, and the third, And my thing is, hey, man, I'm glad you put that experience out there because I'm not somebody who's going to shy away from talking about or even, showing that I'm committed to having a certain level of customer service. Because if you have a problem with my shit, my whole thing is hey, talk about it. And shit, if you want, man, I still give you your money back because I'm not here to like take away from nobody. Like no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, my whole thing is this. Like with fem beans, and I want to put this out here.
Put it out there.
It's just really no fucking way but you don't know what that motherfucker's gonna do. Like you can run that shit, have no problems, and like we say all the time, like that's the like Sir Charles been out for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that shit is new. That shit been out for I don't know, maybe almost 2 years, and that's the first time anybody said anything to me about that. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I respect it, but the other thing that I would say to that is, man, shit, you should never be afraid to talk to the motherfucker you got the beans from. So, like, if you had an issue, you should go to that person because I get it. Some of these breeders is assholes, but shit, I'm a regular motherfucker, so I'm gonna be more relatable. If that make any sense?
Well, anybody that ain't super big should be relatable. Number one. That's the first rule. Like, you ain't even big yet, nigga. You better be relatable. You better be. Now, you niggas should be relatable all the way up the line, but still, for you not being big yet, nigga, you better be relatable. Better be. Oh, we know you do a video, man, every day. You look like you love life. I tell Righteous that shit all the time. You love life,
Hell
bro.
yeah, man. Happy motherfucker, man. Shit. Make other people happy, man. Great energy. Should be a motivational speaker
Little
or something.
questionable with the alien shit. Like, I believe that if an alien touched down, you would conversate with that nigga and smoke with him. A lot of UFO shit going on.
Yeah, man. They did do a disclosure, you know. Motherfucker said they had some non-biological life forms. Whatever that means.
Non-biological. Man, that's like the second time we done heard from that shit. Heard about that shit, rather.
And the shit is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I say it's real, what I mean by it's real is, hey, man, they really talking about that shit.
Because ain't it crazy how me or you can go anywhere in the fucking world and they'll have a picture of us or video of us, but all of these goddamn cameras that everybody got, no one has video. But you got video of the little kid busting his ass down the street, but you don't have video of an alien? Come on, man. Like, when somebody show me a video, that's when I'll be like, okay, now we on to something. Now, obviously, a lot of that shit is going to eventually be AI and all this other bullshit. Because, man, AI is real, bro. That shit is crazy. Because if a motherfucker feel like it, got the time, got enough money, or a good enough computer, or a good enough understanding, boy, they can make that shit look like you doing something. See, there's video.
They can most definitely do your ass dirty, boy.
I knew you would say that you want to smoke out with them. I could picture your ass sitting there talking. I could literally picture that. Come on, guys. You want to go out to the garden? Come on, we're gonna go out to the garden. See, right here. This is all natural. This is what we do on Earth, right here. This is all natural. Cause I don't do anything else. It's natural. I know that's how you would be. Y'all be sitting there in the middle of them big ass trees. It's natural. This is fermented plant juice with worm bile.
Man, I seen some dude, he said all he used is grass clippers. And he said the NPK is like a 4-1-1 or 4-2-1 or some shit like that.
Somebody's doing something.
He take that shit and just mix it, dilute it with some water. Obviously, he put a little molasses in there too, just get the shit cooking. But I thought that shit was pretty interesting.
She agrees. Kong says he's more than just pretty ankles. He thinks.
Shit, man. What topics we got for today, my guy?
None. The government. We're gonna talk about the government today.
What part? What branch?
How everyone's getting indicted. Hey, do you think it's funny the same person that indicted Young Thug is the same person that indicted Donald Trump?
Well,
I think it's hella hilarious.
I don't know if that's exactly true, but what I do think is Did Trump fucked around and said some shit that might give Young Thug some action? Because what he did say was she was having sex with one of the members, actually the leader of which would have been YFN, which would have been the dude Nut. Trump said that shit. So it's like, well, damn, if that's the case, man, shit, how do we know you ain't using some kind of judicial prejudice? Your personal
Well, I was just about to.
prejudice.
I was about to pardon Young
Right.
Thug actually when I got back in. Actually, he wasn't out yet. I could hear Trump saying that shit. I was actually about to pardon him, get him out of there. He doesn't need to be there. Why does he need to be there? Be there for what? What did he do? What? What did he do? What? He didn't do anything.
That shit's crazy, man. Have you heard, man, that there's actually another Cookies lawsuit?
Oh yeah, and we got some shit going on in my city with fucked up weed too. Another case of that shit. I believe a couple weeks ago we was talking about moldy weed. And now what's happening is, man, the moldy weed is going on a world tour. No, what's actually happening is because there's no FDA, we really starting to find out that, man, motherfuckers are starting to rat on each other, and it's a lot of money. You know, in Missouri alone, it was just $1 billion last year, so it was a billy. So, you know, we had two separate issues. One has superseded their license. They was actually shipping in shit, and it wasn't even being grown here; it was being shipped in. And then the other issue was that they had mold and shit in another facility that had to do with Missouri. So there's some shit going on in Missouri right now for sure. Trump is indeed in trouble. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else that's interesting. He could actually literally be the president from jail, which is crazy. And to me, if you ask me, I feel like that's what they're setting up for. Personally, I don't have a dog in a fight.
Man, I just think it's been a reality show, is what they turn this shit into. And they setting us up for the aliens, man. The aliens coming right after that. Trump is an alien.
That's why it's orange. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Michigan made. Yeah, it's a lot of money at stake, so motherfuckers is lying. Yeah, he would. Motherfuckers is lying.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of niggas lying out here. You know. All right, about that.
He would win.
But Cookies, man, Cookies. Pretty much what happened was it was investors who them claiming that the prominent cannabis-based marijuana brand mismanaged their $15.5 million through multi-million-dollar kickbacks and other self-dealing that benefited company founders at investors' expense. But what could be more troubling sign for Cookies, as well as the struggling marijuana industry, Cookies allegedly ran out of money last summer when it missed a key valuation, then burned through most of an additional $23 million raised earlier this year. A Cookie spokesperson declined to comment to MJ Biz Daily, which this article comes from, although in court filing Friday, the company president rejected many of the new lawsuit's allegations.
Nah. Boy, Forms, was you saying you seen a UFO while you was on E, meaning while you was on ecstasy? Because if you seen the UFO while you was on ecstasy, that might not have been a UFO you seen. And that's the only E I know. When you say you seen one on E. My bad, Righteous. I had to clarify that. I'm just monitoring the chat. It's all good.
Yeah, man. What you think about that, man? The motherfuckers, investors said, hey, man, you backdoored us, man. You took this bread, man, and you cloned this shit out to other causes. You robbed Peter to pay Paul, pretty much is what they're saying.
Yeah. And it's kind of like
Pyramid.
that's the
Pyramid.
that's the gist of what everybody is saying when you
Allegedly.
think about it. Shit. That's what everybody's saying when you think about it. Even down to JBZ saying, "How do I know? What's in my bag is in my bag," and this that, and the third. Basically, man, you moving shit around. To me, it just sounds like, hey, I ain't gonna even say burner, cookies or whoever, right? Because I don't look at Burner like he runs cookies, right? I look at him like he's a nice ass hype man. Whether that's true or not, that's just how I look at him. But what I think is happening is motherfuckers been moving around money, been moving around shit, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and this shit's just starting to catch up with him, is what I think. Oh, once I got you. I thought you meant on E. My bad. I didn't mean to insinuate that you took ecstasy, but when we look at this message, it does say
Man,
on E.
you wouldn't believe that man alone.
Yeah, so I feel like he been robbing Peter to pay Paul for a minute on all different levels of the game, right? All the way up and down the ladder, from the corporate side to the packaging side to the motherfucking licensing side. Like, I believe he been doing that for a minute, personally, and it's just not starting to catch up with his ass.
Man. So I would agree, man. I think that like I said before, man, not a lot of air at the top, man. Just let the air breathe the higher up you go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do you one even better. Both of y'all. I wanted to touch on this too, Farmer. What if, right? You know how Enu said it's 4 million a day in Missouri, right? I don't think all of that is legal. I think they be including the gray market in that shit too. If you ask me, right, personally, I don't.
Disagree, bro. I disagree. What you got to do? They said 4 million in one day.
Averaging 4 million a day, which is what that's the claim that Enu said.
Well, I think if they averaging that amount, they would literally probably be taking a total amount of sales maybe for this year, which y'all just really getting was like the second year for y'all out there. So maybe just this year, maybe they spreading that shit across this year. And I would imagine it is motherfuckers really, it is spending money, man, especially when they can just go to the store and buy a zip. You
Oh,
know?
for sure. For sure, it's motherfuckers just out here spending money like that. I know. I got. Like I said, I'm like 47. Ain't no light. Well, I am 47. So a lot of my homies is like, 45, 49. Man, they thoroughly enjoy just going to the dispensary. Now, they don't enjoy the price, right? But they enjoy going to the dispensary because, like, you ask them niggas who to plug and they don't know. And I get it. Because, like, if I had to go buy some weed right now, I would have to go to the dispensary because guess what? I don't know anybody. You know what? I'm lying. I do know people. I know things. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, it would be way easier just to walk into the fucking dispensary and buy a motherfucking 7. It really would.
Man, and here's the thing about the dispensary don't get, man. Couple things, man. They had a disadvantage, right? Because number one, the forms of payment that they can actually receive. And then the second disadvantage is, they got a lot of overhead, whether it's employees, security, keeping the lights on, other various utilities, you know what I'm saying, building space, just a whole bunch of shit, taxes, you know what I'm saying, and you gotta operate within this legal aspect, right? So, shit like that kind of fucks them over, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you can get that shit moving in motion and have constant repeat customers, especially on like your Fridays, Saturdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. And if dispensaries are smart, what they really fuck up at is they need their prices to be low enough for their customers to go in there and purchase the shit and then compete with the black market. You see what I'm saying? Like whether it's rec or medical, you know what I'm saying? You just need your pricing to be low enough where a motherfucker just don't even need to be going over to whatever motherfucker house to buy nothing unless you don't want to compete. You're not gonna win. And on the black market, you know what I'm saying, they can fluctuate however they need to. Cause as soon as the motherfucker stop buying packs and the shit get backed up, they gonna offload that shit pretty low anyway or find a new market.
I agree
And
that
that
black
leads me,
market.
and that leads me to the next topic, man. MasterCard ban on cannabis debit card purchases rocks the industry. So, MasterCard's new hardline demand that banks and payment processors immediately halt cannabis transactions involving its debit cards has upended the marijuana industry and put more licensed operators at financial risk, industry insiders told MJ Biz Daily. This initially comes from Bloomberg, but this is being also utilized on MJ Biz Daily. It says the latest development is expected to affect adult use and medical marijuana retailers the most, as well as their customers. This kind of once again kind of goes back to the black market. You know, like the motherfucker, oh shit, you got a zip? Shit, let me get a zip. Oh yeah, what's the price? Okay, cool. What's your cash app? These motherfuckers can't cash app. These motherfuckers can't PayPal. These motherfuckers can't sell. These motherfuckers really can only deal with cash. And you know what cash brings, don't you? It brings out
So
Chris Brown and the Takers.
So are we saying that you? Let me ask you a question. Can people still pay with Cash App if they use Mastercard?
No, they can't. I mean, you could probably pay whoever the fuck you know, but you can't do that shit to a dispensary. Because here's one of the things that they do at the dispensary here. They got this company out here, which is MSO, multi-state operator, Curaleaf. And if you go in there and you pay with a debit card, what they do is round you up to the next 10. And they say, yeah, we're using it like an ATM card. No, you're not. You're stealing extra money from motherfuckers who who don't got no cash on them is what you're doing. So, like, for instance, if I go in there and I buy some shit and the shit is $61, but I want to use my debit card, well, now it costs $70. So they just made an extra $8-9 off the motherfucker. And
Well,
they made an illegal transaction using the card. And when I'm saying this shit, I'm not trying to like snitch on their ass or no shit. But what I'm just saying is, this is why MasterCard is like, oh, hell no, y'all making more money than what we making off of our shit.
well, it ain't like that here, but you do get charged $3 for using your card because they say we can't really use a bank. I'm like, well, if you can't use a bank, how you using my card still?
Exactly. You be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Y'all just make some shit up. But cool. Gotcha.
Similar, like when you go to the convenience store, they be like, nigga, if you don't spend at least $1, you can't use your card. It's like, what?
Just think about it, man. Think about how the banks was turning these motherfuckers away. There's certain banks that won't even deal with your bread because of the cannabis business. Because you know they gonna lose their FDIC. You know what I'm saying? They no longer gonna be within federal guidelines. So just imagine trying to move all that cash around. What do you do with that cash? Where do you put it? Where do you store it? Where do you keep it safe at? If these niggas doing $1 million a day across the state,
Damn, sci-fi $10. Shit.
where you keep that money at, bro?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When things change with sci-fi, when things change with sci-fi, Lord, I was just reading this comment. When things change with Cash App, that's when it's gonna be a problem with the gray market again, because motherfuckers is getting lulled to sleep using Cash App in their daily life, bro. Like they getting lulled to sleep, and in a minute, I keep telling people that's gonna be a way for the government to see how much money you took in a year, and you're going to have to pay taxes on that shit. You're going to have to start paying taxes on your Cash App money. And that's really what the shit is about, if you ask me. The government getting their money and getting their cut. Once, you know, it's a lot of money at play. You know, this shit just made $1 billion just here. That's one fucking state. You know what I'm saying? That's one state. So I mean, fuck, bro. Like, can you just imagine the money that's at stake?
Man, it's a lot of bread at stake, man. And like I said, man, these motherfuckers ain't got nowhere to put it. You know what I'm saying? The people who actually, like the businesses, where do you put the money? The bank can't take the money because the bank don't want to hold all this cash. Why they don't want to hold all this cash? Because
I personally think,
fucked up. Because, and let me tell you what's really fucked up. Is, hey, man, I actually have a legal business. I should just be able to figure out how to do this shit. But now y'all trying to figure out how, or they trying to figure out how to fucking launder this shit and get this shit to the bank some kind of fucking way.
all right, shout out to you, boy. If you getting ready to bounce, man, shout out to you, man. And hey, man, keep enjoying what the fuck you doing, man.
Man, appreciate you.
You definitely doing what you love and loving what you do, for sure. Which is what I used to always say.
That shit crazy.
That shit crazy.
What do you do?
That's a good question. Hopefully you got another business and you can launder that shit. The big boys probably got that shit like that for real. Which all that shit is gonna get found out. Because to me, all of this shit is based and predicated upon, hey man, I know you're making $1 million, even though your books say you making this much, or even though you only making this much. I know you're making a lot of money. We just can't tax you on the shit. Again, I think it's all about everybody wanting or getting their cut. You know what I mean?
Man, my whole thing is figure that shit out, guys, because I think it's egregious at this motherfucking point in time where it's like, it's really the Fed that's holding this shit up. And yeah, states will still have the right. Like, you can't make the state provide a medical program, but the benefit of it is it just far outweighs, you know what I'm saying, the negatives of it. The state gonna make a shitload of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, every state that fuck around with the cannabis, whether it's medical, you know what I'm saying, whether it's recreational, the state makes a lot of money. And they act like they don't, but they do. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that's crazy about it. Because the real problem is, you got a lot of people funneling that bread on the back end, like that lawsuit alleged of old boy. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of politicians, greedy fuckers with their hand in the pot. When, you know what I'm saying, they could be using that money to fix infrastructure. You know what I mean? Pay citizens of a city, county, you know, whatever particular area, state, or just residents of the state. Because there'll be an excess of money. Like, it's a lot of bread.
It is, and it's definitely not being spent anywhere. $1 billion, I should be able to look all around me and see that shit easily. Cause if you made $1 billion, you should be spending at least a couple million, 10 million at least. You know what I'm saying? Peace out for 8 points, bro. But yeah, at least 10 million.
Man, that's what the government probably. That in my mind, I could see this shit happening. The government gonna be like, look, man, we're gonna have, you know what I'm saying, for the states. The states can do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? But we, as the government, we only gonna allow our federal facilities and federally funded institutions to deal with these particular institutions that's on this list. So then they probably have a list of like 20 to 50 per state, depending on the state. And only these motherfuckers can deal with like the banking systems. And ultimately through these 50, 20, 10, however many entities they allow per state, they gonna end up eating everything up because they gonna be the only ones who federally allowed to deposit their bread. Other people will still be able to operate, but the way that these other motherfuckers gonna operate, they'll probably be able to eat up the market and dominate the market.
Probably. And see, that's the whole thing, man. Shit still is black and gray market as a motherfucker. And that's all it ever was about. Same way it was with alcohol and prohibition. You know?
Yeah, man, that shit crazy, man. It's crazy how they just can't get their shit together and say, look, man, this shit is federally legal. You know what I'm saying? Here's our recommended guidelines. And let's get this shit on the road, man.
Yep. Damn. 126. Yeah, that's so true. They always spend money on the wrong shit. It been like that. Like, since forever. And it's so crazy. But that's that whole 1% shit. Like, man, if you just see some of the shit that actually fucking exists in Dubai, like, the shit that actually really do exist, if you one of them ultra rich people, like, bro, that shit is fucking crazy. Like, what actually exists in that bitch. Like, flying cars, all kind of shit. Like, shit is crazy. And that's the thing, they gonna make money useless. And we gonna help them because we so lazy and used to using digital shit. Like, I was telling somebody, it's crazy how if you got a job, right, you put your money in the bank so you can spend it. Where before you used to go to the bank to get your money so you could spend it. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to shop off of Amazon or do whatever, you gotta straight put your money in the bank.
That's very true. Now, look, this is going to be the last topic that I talk about. I already know how you feel about this, but I still would love to hear how you feel about this. And I think
I don't feel any kind of way about anything.
It's still great. States give marijuana data to Biden administration for rescheduling review.
Hold on real quick. Hold on.
Hey man, hit that like button if you haven't already hit that like button. Pretty much at least 5 states with medical marijuana programs have shared key data, including the products patients are using and how they are affected, with U.S. health regulators as part of Biden's administration's review of whether to remove marijuana from the federal government's list of most dangerous drugs. The state data sent to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the Department of Health and Human Services offers federal researchers a wider and deeper look into marijuana use and and its medical potential than most peer-reviewed studies available to researchers. And sharing the data, officials hope to influence the ongoing federal review of cannabis status under the Controlled Substance Act, which still serves as an immovable barrier to long-awaited federal marijuana reform, including interstate commerce and tax relief. President Joe Biden ordered the review last fall. So pretty much they got some information. I know you have maybe stepped away. Pretty much they had got some information from several different states so that the federal government can analyze it, whether it's the USDA or the HHS. So that way they can kind of try to remove or do whatever that review that Joe Biden had ordered last year. I actually think we talked about it. I think we actually talked about it on the show last year. What you think about that, man?
My whole thing is this. It don't matter. First of all, we know who Joe Biden is from so many fucking years ago. So obviously, he ain't gonna support none of the shit that we want. He can't even fake like he will. So, I ain't fucking with it. I really don't be trying to fuck with shit like that. That's what lead me to. I just hate the whole good cop, bad cop thing that the government do. Cause like for real, bro, they could have even left out Joe Biden's name and just said the fucking government. You know what I mean? That's really what I hate. Cause what they gonna do. I just hate how they, Joe Biden did this or Donald Trump did that. And again, to me, you know how I be feeling. It's two wings of the same bird, man. They got me ready to start acting like you fucking funny, Phil. What you think, though?
I mean, whether the shit get done or not, man, it's still at least good to see that something's happening. You know what I mean? For a motherfucker like me, I would love for them to federally reschedule it because my whole thing is I'm trying to be a medical patient no matter where I'm at. So even if it's somewhere strict, hopefully the medical laws is at least halfway decent,
But if they reschedule it, that don't make it fucking medically legal all of a sudden.
Not necessarily, but what it does do is it takes it from being a criminal, offense. And I believe that the only reason why it's criminal in most states is because most states have to follow kind of like federal laws to a certain degree. There is a such thing as states' rights, but to a certain degree, they definitely have to, kind of follow the federal approach on certain things, which is hence why you can't put the money in the federal banks right now because the Fed say so. You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought, hey man, if we're the government, why we gonna allow it to be legal on the state level, but it's illegal on a federal level? Why would they do that?
Well, I think really the reason why they doing that shit is I feel like there was some good headway. I feel like a lot of it's kind of weird. I feel like a lot of the country follows California. You know what I mean? In one way or another. You know what I mean? Whether it was gang banging, hybrid electric vehicles, um, certain, music influences. Just a lot of shit comes from the West Coast. Cannabis was one of the first places, LA, if not the first place. California, Oregon, somewhere over there, one of them fucking states. I'm sure they probably had the first medical program. You know what I mean? So, just even talking about some shit like that, I just feel like a lot of the country kind of follows those trends over there. And the reason why they would allow that is to kind of like monitor and see that shit. Hey, sometimes I kind of wonder, hey man, is all this weed that's in these facilities really coming from the government? Who knows? Maybe it's not even coming from the states.
Who knows?
Who fucking knows, right? But all in all, and most importantly, the biggest thing is, I like the fact that there is some type of movement, and that gives me hope because I feel like a lot of where I live is based upon cannabis and the cannabis rights and freedoms in that particular area. You know what I mean? Thailand.
I do.
But yeah, man, that's my thing. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man, that's how I feel about that shit, man. Hopefully that shit work itself out, man. And cannabis can be legal everywhere for everyone. And the states and the feds can figure this shit out. Cause it ain't hard. We need reparations in this country for the descendants of the slave. Hey man, I agree that we do, but I also agree we're just gonna buy a bunch of shit and give it all back. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's how
I feel like a lot of people will. But I think what they also know is gonna happen, there's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers who get up and leave and start traveling, going places, seeing where the fuck they want to live at more than anything else. You know what I mean?
Be like the episode of the Chappelle Show. I just bought this baby. Cash money. Hot hand in the dice game.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Them niggas, they get a motherfucking reparation. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to go somewhere else, see something different.
You going to Dubai?
No, I don't really want to go there.
You going to Brazil?
Your money gonna go fast there. Hey, everybody drives a Bugatti. Oh, okay.
You go to Mexico?
No, I wouldn't go to Mexico. I'd probably go, from being honest, I'd probably
Cambodia?
Not Cambodia. Probably Cambodia. Why the fuck would I go to Cambodia, nigga?
Why not?
No, not Cambodia. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Honduras.
Hey, I'm getting ready to get. I'm getting ready to get a new hip soon. It's coming soon, buddy. Soon. Matter of fact, I'm waiting on the next couple of days to actually see when they can schedule this shit, because it's been a month since I've been smoking. I know that test came up. That test should have came up negative. Yeah, I actually got a chance to talk to one of my great grandmas that was actually alive, that picked cotton and shit.
Yeah, man, that shit ain't that far removed, man. And they still had motherfuckers. I seen that shit where they had a motherfucker tricked. It was like the 50s, and the nigga still thought he was a slave. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that shit crazy, man. But it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Man, I agree. Man, we should get it, but will we get it? Probably not. You know what I mean? Not and be able to enjoy the benefits of being a citizenship. And that would be the question. What if you could choose? Let's just say it was going to give you like 60 million, but you had to leave.
It'd be a bunch of motherfuckers leaving. What you mean?
I'm saying, you leaving or you staying?
Nigga, 60 million. Of course I'm leaving.
Yeah, you gone, huh? What if it was 20 million? Does that change it?
Nope.
You still out this motherfucker, huh?
If that's the condition of getting the money, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that nigga say, all right, I'll see y'all later. Now the question is, where you going?
I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to somewhere where they poor, so my money can stretch.
Hey man, I did see this article, man. It's kind of crazy.
I'm finna build me a fortress.
Look, this what they saying. They said because they said the peso was 18-1 last year. They said this year it's 16-1. So that means the peso getting stronger. It's still a lot, you know, a big difference. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they say Mexico probably gonna have like a boom. They set up for a boom over the next 5 to 10 years. They saying they probably gonna start replacing a lot of the manufacturing that motherfucking China was doing and shit. So it'll be interesting to see how that shit going or what happens.
I'm going to Africa.
Hey, I wouldn't mind going there. I'd go to like Ethiopia or Eritrea or Cape Verde. I want to go somewhere where it's tropical, but it never storms. If that's even possible.
Good luck with that. Well,
So, yeah.
that was our last topic. You got anything else you want to add, my guy?
No, man. Shit, that was pretty much everything that I had, man, for today, man.
That was everything we had in the barrel.
Do we have any user submitted questions over there?
We did not. Not this time. Not this time. And you know, we gonna start a Stone and Streaming Instagram channel. We'll probably have that shit scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Next time we're gonna get that shit together so we can actually get user submitted questions and user submitted topics. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can send us shit, all kind of shit. Pull up shit for the show, all kind of shit.
Yeah, man. Man. So shit, man, what you got going on, man? You said you got some shit going in the flower. You got a couple KJs over there.
Yeah, like 3. But it was silly. It was just winning the flower yesterday. Sunday, I said yesterday. Winning the flower Sunday. 3 of them.
What up, Enzo Bud?
One hella tall. What up, Zo? One hella tall. One not so much, but it'll be interesting. I got a Mike Landon a Donkey Kong that's super tall like that too. So it'll be super interesting to see what happens. I like to put shit to gain a little more traction.
Now, and I got a question for you. in another statement. So not only am I running the toaster ravioli, I'm also switching over to
Mhm.
what's the name of this shit? Floraflex nutrients. Do you have any recommendations for veg? Like when do you start feeding the seedlings, shit like that? How much do you feed? You doing a teaspoon or you doing a tablespoon?
Oh shit! Hold on, real quick, bro. Hold up.
While we waiting on that nigga, right? Or excuse me, while we're waiting on our host to come back, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the shout outs in the chat. I think I got the chat on lock today. I think I got everything I need. Let's see. I think I got it right. Cause Lebanita said she was first, but I'm going back to look. No, she went first. All right, shout out to Con, shout out to Sci-Fi. What up? We had Lebanita in the building. D-Line, what up? Farmer M, Dragon Master B, Fifth 1000. Shit, what's up? You know, we most definitely appreciate the crowd participation, man. Love it when the Stone and Streaming family come together, man. We have Vincent Paletta in the building. They carry 408. Enzo Buzz came through, man. Appreciate you, Enzo. I know I said Django. Pretty sure I said Django. If I ain't say, man, that was everybody, man, who came through. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all subscribe. Sure. I know Piff using Floraflex. How you feel about the Floraflex, Piff, man? How you like to use that Floraflex? That's what I'm interested in. I'm gonna read the instructions, but I wonder if it's just that easy. You know what I mean? Oh man, you already know, Django. Yeah, I hope this motherfucker got his life alert. Cause I don't know where he is. He's been gone for a while. I don't know if he fell over. He's falling and can't get up. Shit, man. Alright, man. Shit, we ain't even ask the chat, man. What's everybody smoking on out there, man, before y'all head out, man? Got one of these derricks. Nice. Biff says he like it. It ain't 100 bottles, to mix 5 bags. His advice is to get the magnetic mixer to help it dissolve. What about warm water? You ever try that? Oh shit! He got the bust down life alert. Yep. You bugged out for that, Django. That's fucked up. Still, it's got rubies on it. I mean, I guess that is cool, man. By smoking on electric Bruce. Fifth 1000 says he never tried warm water. Yeah, man. I wonder if that would help it dissolve, man. I got badge 1, badge 2, and like I said, man, y'all just seen, man. I just popped all them C's on camera, so for me, everything's not gonna make it. I'm only gonna do 12 because I am medical, so that's what I'm gonna rock with, man. And I'm gonna try to stay within that range or either lower, you know. Says he's using the Gaia Green. He's dialed in, so he just got a light tip burn with the Gaia Green. Who else used the Gaia Green? I seen 420 girl using Gaia Green. Con Buffalino, which I ain't thinking him. I need to reach out to him and see how he doing. He using Gaia Green. I seen him use anything is I wanna run a reservoir, but I want my pH just to stay stable. And according to Toe it should stay stable. And when I say stable, I don't mean like a month or no shit. I mean like, just like over the course of a week. Using Psycho, my shit was most definitely always rising. So once again, I want the pH to be stable. Not pH perfect, but stable. And I'm gonna use cocoa. Just a tip for y'all. Some of y'all may agree, some of y'all may not. Something I like to do when you get your bags of cocoa or bag of cocoa, if you buy it from like a hydro store, or it could be powder mix or soil, I like to leave it in the trunk of my vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. Ultimately, what happens is it dries it out real good. Anything that was in there don't really survive. You know what I'm saying? It's almost the equivalent of putting it in the oven, but I wouldn't say that because it ain't the same. But I'm not gonna put fucking cocoa in the oven. I'm just not going for or soybean or anything like that. Gotta watch them temps. It will make your pH jump. Yeah, that's probably true, man. But I ain't gonna lie to you. But like, my pH probably always gonna be a little high, or a little hot, should I say? Just because of where I'm at, and I'm not using a water cooler. Like, I'm not that advanced. I'm not saying I couldn't be, but I just feel like, man, I shouldn't have to be. And I feel like water, like obviously I don't want it to be too warm, but but from a plant perspective, the plant just really you can't give it no freezing cold water. Well, I think you can't give it some water. But you're just gonna drink the water up, no problem. Yeah, D-Line says he cooks his cocoa. Sci-Fi says you gotta cook it in the oven, throw it away. Nah, man, it's true, man. I see a lot of people don't know, man. Like, and the homie true to the movement, man. He was telling me about the shit because he'd be more on the inside level, but a lot of times these pallets get wet. They be sitting outside before they offload them. You don't ever know where the shit really came from as far as the bag once the shit is already bagged up. Was it right here on the flatbread through the raid? Like, what's going on with this shit? So, did this place have gnats? Did this shit get hit with some larvae? And it's got gnats in it. A lot of times people get gnats from their mixtures and shit like that. They soil. It be eggs and
Ah,
shit
my
like
bad,
that in there.
y'all.
You know what I mean?
Looks
So,
like we talking about bricks, brick
well,
soil.
we're talking about cooking cocoa in the oven, cooking soil in the oven. A lot of people will do that, which I really don't do that. What I was saying is I ride around with the bag. Like right now, I got a bag in my trunk. I was gonna leave it in the trunk and hot outside. You know what I mean? So that shit fully dry out.
Now I use bricks and I use hot water, and only reason I use hot water is because I feel like that shit expand the brick quicker, but I don't know. I don't cook nothing or do anything like that. Cook that shit with boiling water, yeah, probably some shit like that is super hot. Do I
Bricks, all brown bricks. I caught that. Yeah, D-Line says boiling water. Um,
which is cool. I guess I'll show y'all this big ass KJ.
Alright. Kong says them cocoa bricks be trash. By the time I watch it, half of it ooze out the drain hole. You know what, man? I like to get bags of cocoa.
Them bricks do kind of be
I
trash.
personally like Botanicare. It's a couple bags. I normally get like the 1.75 cubic foot. The last time I was there, they showed me there's a Fox Farm in 7030, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Oh man, boy, did that hurt.
But the reason why I was saying I need something stable is because I most definitely want one of Reds. I got the Floraflex pump. I've already used it before, but I would really like to use that only because, hey man, I feel like that shit worked pretty good, or it worked good enough
Oh
for
man,
what I
can you hear me?
needed to do. Yeah, we can hear you, bro. Go ahead, bro. But turn your camera on. There we go.
Yeah, that big motherfucker go over there at the corner, just hang it out. That's the KJ. That's the KJ. And this is the KJ. 1, 2, 3. The next biggest thing in here would be one of these Donkey Kongs. That's a Donkey Kong. I think this is a Donkey Kong too. But that motherfucker big. The rest of this shit is just random shit. I gotta come in here and clean up and take some clones tomorrow. I think I'm gonna move that little bitty motherfucker out of here. See, the thing about that though, that's a Blue Magic, and it's gonna actually have,
Right.
it's gonna actually be pretty chunky.
And look, man, this what I'm gonna tell you, man. If that shit is anything, that KJ anything like lasagna, man, that bitch gonna stretch on you.
You finna see. And then it's like the overflow of shit in here.
Nice.
A lot of this is like newer shit. Pre-98 Bubba, a lot of them. Hey, I fried a lot of them clones over there. I had cooked the shit out of them because I had these lights up way too high. Way too high. So I cooked the fuck out of them clones, and those actually were the ones that made it because it was like they looked the hell of a person that you could see they coming back getting green. Ones that was yellow, they was hella fucked up yellow. Hella. But a lot of this shit in here is new. Some of the shit that I had got from the expo in my city, like that leafy shit right there, both of those. I got some candy store shit in here from Ethos. I got a couple OG cuts in here, like old school cuts, shall we say. Some skunk number ones and shit. And it's kind of crazy, man, because I noticed there's a lot of people going back with them older ass cuts now. You know what I mean?
Man, that's everybody, man. Everybody, look, not even trying to be fine. Well, I'll let you finish going there, but that be the thing, man. There's a lot of people who be talking about that old shit because they be like, man, they feel like they want to get to the source. So a lot of the newer strains is made so they can cross that shit to get different shit and make their own versions of the shit.
Because, you know, I got an F1 Derb that I got from a viewer. Shout out to Spooky Tooth. A F1 Derb times pre-98 Bubba that's actually, I'm expecting big things out of, you know what I mean? And I'm probably going to use that whether I'm going to use that whether it's a male or a female, right? I use the male version of that if I got her. My fault, y'all. I had to get some water real quick while I was here. Okay, while you're here, man, you might as well feed your shit. Your shit, really.
Might as well. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see what the chat says. Pip says he's using quick fill bags. There you go. Says he likes to add cocoa to recycled soil when it loses perlite and the fluff. Lemonita Barlow asks, how long do you veg on average? He turned his mic off, so we can't get an answer from him. But it just depends on the plant.
We can get answered, goddammit. We can.
Okay, there he is.
I usually veg to a height. My bad, I had to let this dog in while I was down here. I veg to a height, more so than the time. It usually end up being around. A lot of them plants that we just looked at, they really only had like a 40-day veg time, right? If that. That's why I said that one KJ is pretty big. Because usually I veg on the average for about, 50 days or so. But that's only because that's how my cycle is with my perpetual. Now, that's not to say that if I need some trees or I need to go on a flower earlier, I will. So everything is always situational with me. I try to keep it around 50 days or so though. It's usually what it end up being. Or until the shit is a little bit past my waist. Usually if it's a little bit past my waist, it'll finish at around my chin. And if it finishes around my chin, that put them about 12 inches from where my light's at. Because my lights are usually stationary, they don't move up and down. I hope that help. Hope that help.
John
Alright.
Joe is my little brother. He pulled up. That's what's up. What up, Don Joe? Southside says he aged 3 months his first grow. Plant screw out his tent. Plant outgrew his tents.
Yeah, it depends. It definitely.
Piff is asking, Django, what does the baseline smell like?
I got another baseline, but it's different than the other two.
Yeah,
What does
Piff says his baseline smell like chem gas, light lemon.
And believe me, anything that you send me, I'll appreciate. I'll be in the background paying attention to everything. I wasn't feeling how motherfuckers like, yeah, I got it, but I ain't really fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I caught that shit. You see what I mean?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Out of the baselines, my favorite baseline tend to be the ones that have the duck foot. I had a couple that had a couple really nice expressions, almost like what I would call a purple orange. Even though I know that's a fucked up description, but that's just what that shit reminded me of: purple orange, purple citrus. Not heavy purple, but just like, and it had like this twang to it. It was a weird kind of like thing going on. But and there's another pheno in there that had the broader leaves. I felt like that one grew more like the Wi-Fi. That's the one I call the Wi-Fi leaner. But yeah, man, it's some decent shit in the baseline, man. It's not bad, man. It is a lot of OGs in there.
I actually, now again, it was one of the worst crosses I ever made, but I refused to give up on it. I took a baseline that I was cool with it. It was better baselines, but it was definitely worse too, I believe. I was cool with it, but I took that and crossed it with strawberry frosted donut, and guys, that turned out terrible. It turned out terrible. It was the worst parts of both of those plants, but I refused to give up on that shit though, right? So I ended up crossing that. With that Cherry Garcia, and hopefully we can get something going. Cause I refuse to give up on it. But man, when I tell y'all, that plant is horrible. It is the most flimsy, whimsy, man. That man, look, bro, that plant was terrible. I got it in a 5x5, not just laying up against the corner. That motherfucker just laying there, laying up against the corner. Man, it's all good, you know. Sometimes people don't be realizing certain shit. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, man, it's just a fact, man. Motherfuckers just get so big and get so focused to doing certain shit that, you know, they ain't really tripping off other shit. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times, if y'all ever notice anything that a motherfucker give me or that I have, I try to really fuck with it in the beginning. Even if I don't want to, or even if I don't got no space, I still force that shit in there, cause it's always important that a motherfucker sent me some shit, or it's important for me to show support and run another motherfucker project. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had said I gotta grab some of this shit. But I've ran I ran everybody's shit and everybody ran my shit. It's kind of cool. Like 420 girl ran my shit, I ran her shit. You know, Black G ran my shit, I ran his shit. So, you know, it be reciprocated a lot usually. But you know, again, sometimes motherfuckers just be a little too big to do that. They got to stick to their own script. You know what I mean? Now, I thought that was crazy myself because here's the thing. And that's kind of what we was talking about earlier. I've seen you grow that plant, right? Now, for me to hear him say, I'm a breeder now. For me to hear him say it wasn't around no other plant, it just had a full blown seed, just a full fledged, fully developed seed that just came from nowhere.
Who you talking about?
Frosty. See, man, you gotta start watching other people's shit, nigga.
What happened? Let's say this again. Can you, what's the full story on this?
Ah, hell yeah, Django. I know it wasn't no love lost. Django had sent him some shit that he really, you know how niggas could do. Django sent him some shit and he, you know, really ain't fuck with it like that for real, for real. He did what he did. It wasn't, I don't believe it was intentional. He just, you know,
Hey, look, man. Hey, listen. I'm gonna be the first nigga not to hold it against Frosty, right? And here's the reason why, right? And look, man, I done known Cho out for a minute, but nigga, I just now popped toasted ravioli, which is, you know what I'm saying? The first time ever, just now. So, man, I mean, if Frosty's a fucked up nigga, man, I'm the worst nigga in the world, man.
And that's kind of what I was saying, that you was the
And guess
worst
what, man?
nigga in
I'll
the world.
apologize right here live on Stone and Streaming.
But nah, you just selfish. It's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, I'm just fucking with you. But nah, if you was tuning in on the show, you would have seen. It's just, you know, again, I noticed this. What I noticed. I look when motherfuckers say shit like, and it's just me, maybe because I don't grow outdoors, but he's not the only person that I heard say this. Like, oh man, mice is a part of the game. That's not a part of my game. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, a motherfucker gonna throw nanners, that's part of the game. That ain't really a part of my game. Now I heard people say that shit, you know what I'm saying, before, you know what I mean? But, and I'm not saying any individual specifically said that shit, you know what I'm saying? Cause y'all know me. If I felt like it was individual, motherfucker, I'd say it. I just be hearing that shit in passing. Like, people just say a lot of shit is acceptable. And I think the line is different when you're an outside grower and an inside grower. I think it is different shit that's acceptable as an outside grower when you're an inside grower. You know, mites might be the end of the world for you if you're growing indoors, but if you're growing outdoors, it probably ain't, because you're dealing with a gang of more shit. You're dealing with fucking caterpillars. You're dealing with motherfucking squirrels and birds and fucking armadillos, whatever the fuck you got in your environment. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a whole bunch of shit. So that shit be different. You know what I'm saying? But for a plant to just have a seed that's fully developed sitting on top, I'm not well versed with nanners. You know what I'm saying?
So Django sent Frosty a seed or some shit, and then Frosty grew it out, and then that particular plant, while it was in flower, ended up having a seed.
Yeah.
But the seed was at the top. So
Well, everything else was cool. He said he didn't see no nanners. He said it just had a seed. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, all right, cool. You know
so
what
I'm saying?
Cool.
Where did you get the seed from?
That's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know.
I mean, that's how I feel. Like, I'm one of them people like that really feel like, hey man, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like this is me, right? This is my honest feelings. I would rather run Fem Beans, right, and risk the potential of having a Hermes seed or like a a hermit plant or a fully male plant over running rags, knowing I'm gonna have male plants and having to pick them out. So that's just me personally.
This ain't funny, but you know why I'm laughing. Righteous, why am I laughing?
He said, "Oh, because
What was
sci-fi."
what was old boy name, man? Was that wasn't sci-fi, was it?
It was when he said he gave me herms.
Yeah, that was
Like
so
that.
funny. Oh man, that was so funny. Like Frosty said,
Damn, Django said it was the peanut break. The peanut break too. And well, shit,
yeah.
if he know, then shit, he might want to try to pop that seed and see what that is. If it came off that peanut break.
Okay, let me ask you this, and this is what I think. I think, and come on, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I feel like certain people are just going to have herms. Certain people grow style. If your genetics ain't motherfucking strong, you're gonna have a herm, right? I just really feel like that, right? Now that don't mean that the shit is bad, or that don't mean that the grower bad. That don't even mean that the genetics might be bad. I definitely think it's people out in this motherfucker that is susceptible with the way that they grow to just having a herm or two. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, I also think if I've been growing something, I've been growing something for a couple years, and that bitch ain't never hermed on me. I've been cool. I done grew this shit over and over and over. You know, I done a clone of a clone. You know, I grew. Hey man, 9 times out of 10, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, that is not me. If I done been growing this bitch and I ain't never had a problem, but I give it to you and you had a problem. Well, I don't feel like that's my shit. I feel like that's a you thing.
And look, it'd be hard not to personalize it, right? But man, the thing about it, right, is from a business aspect, not even just a business aspect, just from a community aspect.
I wasn't saying it fucked up like that. It was
I'm just
funny
saying,
the way
but
you
listen
finished
though,
it.
but even from like a communal aspect, right?
Yeah.
That shit means a lot. Just to be able to be like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? How can I assist you? You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, man, well, you fucked up. Because I feel like that's what a lot of people do is, hey, you fucked up. Even if you point the finger like at me, I'm still going to be like, well, shit, what can I do? What is there any type of solution? Because shit, I'm a solution-based entity. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the solution? How we going to get to, you know what I'm saying, how we'll solve this matter?
Which
you know
leads
what I'm
me
saying?
to my next thing, bro, because sometimes, again, like D-Line say, herms are a part of the game. I ain't finna throw nobody under the bus, but I already told you I had a herm from somebody that had regular seeds, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They were rigged, so you know it's a part of the game. Of course, right? Of course. The whole point is are you gonna be constructive with it and reach out and be like, yo, hey man, I was running your shit and this happened? Or are you just gonna actually flame a nigga with a post and try to flame this nigga? Or are you gonna be discreet and say, hey, I got, you know, I don't really want shit from you, but I'm gonna post this. I got a herm from a grower. I'm not gonna flame him. I just want to let y'all know, check y'all shit. That's cool. But when you make a post and try to, and when you make a post about a nigga having a herm and don't even let the nigga know, you don't even give a nigga opportunity to acknowledge it or fix it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake up and roll over to Instagram to a nigga saying, look at this bullshit, when a nigga could have just DM'd you. You know what I mean? A nigga could have DM'd you and said, yo, bro, I had a problem. And then been like, you know what? Hey, I fuck with motherfucking Archie Seco, and I had a herm, but you know what? That nigga made it right. He asked me whatever I wanted, and I told him, and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Don't try to just make a fucking post like, oh my God, look at what happened. Look at what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying?
And here's my thing, right? Here's the biggest thing, and I know it's fucked up, but it's true. It's like the same way you gotta go through and check your motherfucking regular seeds, you gotta check your fin beans too.
You gotta check everything.
You gotta check it.
It's a check thing. You gotta check everything, nigga. The seats I just made, all of that shit I just showed y'all in that 5x5, all, that shit gotta get checked. All of that shit gotta get checked. Everything you seen in there, except for what was in them cups, all of that shit gotta get checked. Because even if it's mine, okay, I still gotta check that shit. Still gotta get checked. Until I grow it and flower it out and I know it's successful, it gotta get checked. You know what I'm saying? It got to.
Yeah, man, and hey, look, man, that's how I feel. You gotta check everything, and once again, I would personally, it's just me personally, I would rather know that I'm personally would feel like I'm gonna have a higher success rate with motherfucking fams than I am with reds. Meaning, shit, I'm gonna be able to keep way more shit than I'm gonna throw away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was tripping off
But
of.
once
He
again,
just said a seed appeared, nigga, like a magical seed. That was
and once
crazy.
again, once again, I don't want to conflate the two things because we are talking about two separate incidents. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Oh, for sure.
I talked about this at the head of the show, so I don't want you to think we just talking about something that's completely different neither. You know what I mean?
Ah, man,
But
for sure.
yeah, that's how I feel about that shit, man. I just treat Hermie like a male. Get rid of it.
Yeah, it ain't no big deal. And furthermore, I feel like if you are a gardener and you're actually paying attention to your plants, and it's gonna be controversial when I say this, but a plant shouldn't have an opportunity to blow up your whole fucking garden, right? A harm can affect maybe a small patch because you didn't catch it quick enough. Oh man, it took a branch off of this one too. It caught a branch on this one. A branch on this plant, a branch on that plant. That should be the most that happen if you actually in the room doing your due diligence, checking your shit. A herm should not blow up your whole fucking room unless you're not checking your room. You know what I mean? Now, and again, we ain't even talking about the Django shit no more. We on to some other shit. We just actually talking about just a herm seed. You know what I'm saying? In general. Not even talking about anybody specific. I'm just saying, as a grower, you gotta do your due diligence and check everything. You can't just assume shit, because when you assume shit, that's when you go out and get blown the fuck up. Like I was growing Purple Punch, and that actually came from Symbiotic. You know what I'm saying? And that shit would throw nanners or herm. Something would happen, and I would have seeds every time I grew it, for sure. For sure.
Mm.
A little bit. Yeah. Harms can be useful. It just depends.
Piff over there smoking on a soft blunt. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Speaking of Floyd Mayweather, I was watching because a lot of y'all and it's funny. A lot of y'all might have forgot how tight fucking Roy Jones Jr. was. He just boxed a little bit too long and had some embarrassing ass knockouts that made you forget how tight he was, because he got his ass knocked up under the rope a couple times, for real. Yep, see? DJ Short's Blueberry fucked up a room. See, and again, that plant the dude had looked like a male too. No lie. That looked like a real, actual real male.
You talking about DC Grownut?
Yep.
Yeah, man, that shit did. That shit didn't have no pistols. It didn't have nothing. Just all balls. Like, I almost wish he would have hit me up, because I would have probably asked him, hey, can you keep it running just for a little bit longer? I want to see if we get any pistols or anything. But at the same time, hey, man, like I said, my whole thing is, hey, if you bought a pack, man, shit, let me give you a refund. Or shit, let me give you a different pack of seeds. To me, what he said that got me was when he said only one of six beans popped, and I'm like to me that's like shocking when people say shit like that to me. I'm not trying to be funny. It really is. It's very shocking. Like I'm not trying to be an asshole.
One thing I can
No,
say about
it just
all the
it just
shit
it just
yours,
shocks the shit out of me.
yeah, your seeds be blowing the fuck open. Like your seeds literally blow open. I like all the ones I experienced. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And Kong, if that's the snowman that you got
Man,
for
you
me,
right. Hey, look, Elmando, you're right. Low germination. Sometimes it does happen,
yeah, it
but
definitely do.
but nah, bruh. Man, and I mean, shit, you done pop some of my beans, so you might have had, you know what I'm saying, an issue. But I'm just like, damn. Like I've never had like even me. I normally be like 90%, 100%. Like it's very rare that everything doesn't pop. Like I'm talking about very rare. So I don't know.
This nigga said where else I get snowman from. Hey, do it got burnt rubber terps? I liked it. I just smoked the last of my own snowman that I had. That motherfucker had burnt. I liked it had burnt rubber terps, and you probably grew the hype before. It was very hype leaning, which came from Black G again. It's a good strain. Hype. It's pretty good. I'm glad you had good
Hey, you know
experiences.
what's very interesting about that statement that you made? And you know, this ain't talking shit about you or talking shit about it's just a good observation. Because y'all probably got two completely gross styles, man. That shit could have came out completely different. Almost like Spooky Tooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Spooky Tooth weed got a certain distinct look to it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and probably got a certain distinct flavor profile just based off of how he actually grows shit. So, you know, like I find that just because, hey man, you grew Purple Punch and I grew Purple Punch, don't mean our Purple Punches came out the same or even similar.
That's true.
Shit could be completely fucking different.
That's definitely true. Yeah, cause the
See, he said his snowman tastes like
tastes
banana
like
punch.
banana punch. Yep. And again, and I'm gonna tell you why that is.
And I've never heard you describe it as that.
And I can tell you why. And this is for me making the shit. I popped a couple different hypes. I had a hype. One of my hype literally
Damn.
tasted just like banana. But
Django, I'm sorry. One of them tasted like banana.
yeah, he had told me about the hype. One of them tasted like banana and one of them tasted like burnt rubber. I actually used the burnt rubber hype to make snowman. But again, that
Some of that other shit still gonna drift in there,
that's
depending
what I was
on
just
what
getting ready to say.
you're gonna
Yeah.
get. Hey, real
That's
quick, man.
why
I just want to ask for some more texture on this comment from Django. Pluto disappointed me. Not one popped, and I needed that 475 back. Who had the Pluto? Who's that from? And you paid 475 for a pack? Damn. Must have been some good ass. Maybe that's something you probably really wanted to work with. What is Pluto? Is that like something that's supposed to be like the new rage?
you've been popping 50-50 ratio on regs from me. Cause hey man, I'm sorry if it's from me. I don't know how to. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to say when I breed. I can breed my regulars to have more females than males.
It's Triangle Kush times Gelato 33. That what Pluto is?
He said he called 8 males. Man, I put that shit in the water. Flow Tech. I can actually show y'all how I do it because I got some. Damn, I ain't.
Shit, I just did that shit earlier, man.
I just put that shit in the water and let it float, and then it have a tail, and I plant that shit. I don't even fuck around with the Tupperware and Gas House. Yeah, I heard that shit.
Mm-hmm. I got one. Pip said he had a bag seat to pull it off. Yeah, man. Shit, I had found a bag seat or some shit. It was either cake mix or banana pancakes. One of the two. And shit, man, you heard it here first. I most definitely popped that bitch, and if something good come out of it, great. That'd be the thing about a bag seed, man. It'd be so interesting, man. It could literally be the same strain, or it could be a cross of that strain to something else. Because who knows what the fuck was in that room with it? You know what I mean?
And then you gotta grow them out, clone it, right, immediately, and then you gotta grow it, finish growing it out, smoke it, and see what you're working with, because it is a bag seed. You don't quite know, and it can be anything. You know what I'm saying.
Django said the mills were fire, though. He can't lie. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing with regs, man. For me, at least for me, if I'm like a breeder, okay, man, regs make a lot of sense because, hey, man, I could do some regular breeding. You know, I can give me some males and shit like that. But if I'm not trying to do any breeding per se, you know, me personally, like I would rather have a fem because I'm trying to get a higher ratio of bud meats or budded plants, however you want to look at it.
Hey, now that's interesting you say that, Anu, because I haven't got a hiring from Ethos yet, and is that who I'm growing? Is that who shit I'm growing? Ethos. Yeah, Ethos, because it definitely ain't Exotic Mike. I haven't got a hiring from that dude yet. You know what I'm saying? Knock on some wood. It's just crazy how different people experience different shit.
And once again, man, it could be, you know, we talked about this shit before, man. It's very interesting, man. It could be, you could have 1,000 beans and only being 492, 23, and 731 Hermie. You know what I'm saying? But it could be that motherfucker who got being 731. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yep, for sure. That's why I said, like, people, again, grow your shit out for sure, and you should grow your shit out as a practice because you want to know what your shit do. But just because you pop 200 don't mean that seed number 207 won't harm.
Hey, and you know what's funny, man? This was the other thing that was hilarious about that post. It was like, this is what a $20 pack gets you. Hey, look, man, I have pictures of Sir Charles all on my page, man. Shit, I smoke that shit. I love Sir Charles. You remember that shit used to throw me out the window. You know what I'm saying? They'd be sluggish on that Sir Charles.
Extremely That's what made me mad, because I feel like you tried to say that the shit harmed because it was $20. And that's what I didn't like, because as you can just see from this chat, okay, plenty of people that spent a lot of money, they got fucked up shit, so it didn't even have nothing to do with the price point. And that's why I said I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I just felt like that was a little malicious in the posting and the wording of the post, you know what I mean? It's one thing, it's your right to say whatever you want to say, but damn, bro, the way you worded it, you just worded this shit like, look at this bullshit I got for $20. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's my thing. Like, shit, man, you can't even get those seeds for $20 no more.
Is macaroni salad mac and banana beignet?
Yep. Number 5, banana beignet number 5. Which was that one that had that motherfucker, that one that had that, oh man. Like, you had a good banana beignet, don't get me wrong. But that one banana beignet number 5, that bitch had that shit was like candied banana.
I felt like I did the best job I could to find that number 5 again, which I didn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the one that I had was number 5, because it was not. But out of the ones that I grew and smoked, it was the closest one to the number 5. That's what I will say. I liked it, that number 5 though.
Man, that was my shit, man. Me personally, man, I call Herms. I'm not looking for a Herm to do anything with. You know what I'm saying? I've had seeds or plants in the past where they should have like a nanner on the plant or some shit like that, you know? Like like not like balls or nothing like that, but just like it'll have a banana and stick it on later in flour or some shit like that. Let's say week 7, week 8. A nigga like me, man, I'm pulling that off. But if that bitch got like male parts and it's going into like week 1, it's like on day 3. So it's you got nuts.
Hey, here's the thing though. That
That
Mac actually I used to always say that Mac, that must be a Mac leaning. When I hear you say that to me, that's a Mac leaning macaroni salad. Cause I used to always, well, maybe at least in smell, I used to always say the Mac smell like Sprite. Every time I talk to this cat righteous, I used to always say that shit. Shit smell like Sprite. It's like Sprite. It's like Sprite. Just effervescent and bubbly.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. I like the macaroni salad, but the shit that I really like, man, at the time was that cookies on Camelback.
Go and get you 100 packs.
Like I might bring that back out. Hey, look, man. And I was just looking, man. I was going through all my seeds because I was popping these beans for the show and shit, man. And I found some Indian school rolls in there. I found some customer service times modified banana. That shit ain't never even been released. You know what I'm saying? I probably got like maybe like 3 or 4 beans of that.
Customer service. Customer service.
Yeah, man. Me myself, like I said, I'm not looking for no lady boys, neither Django. D-Line says with copy shit, you gotta watch that motherfucker with 6 eyes.
Funny you say that. I've only ran 2 things from copy, and neither one of them have harmed.
And see, that's the shit to be interesting, man. Like, everybody's experience just be so different. Yeah. And I think it could be a reaction to the water. It could be a reaction to the chemicals. It could be a reaction to the lighting. It could be a reaction to the room. It could just be just that fucking seed. Ain't no fucking telling why, man. Like, that's my thing. I wish there was a way to, like, know. Remember, like, in Willy Wonka, them niggas when they had the golden goose, or when they was looking for the golden eggs, like, if the seed could just roll on that bitch, and if it was a good seed, that bitch get a pass. If that shit was not a good seed, that bitch automatically fail. That shit would be hard. But there's no way to tell what you're gonna get, man. You just have to run shit, man, to really fucking know.
That's so fucking true. Like, that be the thing. Just like what you just said. That again, I ended up taking strawberry frosted donut times Mr. Big stuff, just because if you remember, I sent you some of that Mr. Big stuff, didn't I? That shit smelled like ugh. That was the shit that smelled like that. I think that I sent you. I sent you some of that. I crossed strawberry frosted donut with Mr. Big stuff just for the fuck of it. I don't think that's gonna be a very good cross, growing wise, because that Mr. Big stuff that I crossed it to did not particularly grow well. It really didn't, and it looked like that's probably that one is gonna make me work to find one acceptable enough to keep. I'm pretty sure. I may not even release that, because I got about 3 things that I made that I'm not even gonna release.
I wouldn't even say no shit like that, man, because that might be the motherfucking star. So, like, don't even trip. Just like, for instance, on this CC that I made, right? Like, I'm probably gonna do something crazy with the CC, but I gotta get all my ducks aligned in a row. I'm talking about some shit that's gonna make me hot. Like, motherfuckers gonna be like, damn, I at least know I ran CC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to try to get this shit everywhere. But with the CC, man, it's got a Sherb Sheena in it. When I popped the Sherb Sheena, there was a Sherb Sheena, man. That bitch was flour, and that bitch would get no taller than 1.5 feet. And there was a whole nother Sherb Sheena. That bitch would be like 4.5 feet, 5 foot. And wide, arms fucking everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So. Like, it's just a lot of very interesting shit that you will see amongst different phenotypes. You can have certain phenotypes Well, every plant looks damn near the same, but smell and taste different. But the plant look exactly the fucking same. You know what I'm saying? It should be weird.
Yeah, I think that's on some other shit, Django. If again, because I wasn't even talking about that situation, but pertaining to that situation, I feel like if everybody didn't grew something and you the only person that ended up with a seed or a harm, you know what that mean? You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna leave it at that. What does that mean? Now,
Yeah, man, and that's the thing, man. Everybody gotta have their own SOPs for their garden, man. Run your shit how you want to run it. Like for instance, just with all in the same chat, Sci-Fi is like, "Hey, man, I love Herms. Some of the best strains come from Herms." Django says, "Hey, I don't want no ladyboys in my garden whatsoever." So at the end of the day, right, we just keeping the shit all the way funky, all the way 100, and shit. It just is what it is. Everybody gotta have their own individual standards. As far as I go, like once again, like I said, I don't want no harm. If I'm seeing a harm, I'm trying to get rid of that motherfucker. I'm killing it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on week 7 and it's just a nanner, but shit, I'm gonna pull the nanner out. If I see a nut, but if you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna pull the nut out. But we at week 7. Fuck it, let's go. Let's try to get through the end of this shit, guys. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, once again, everybody just do what you feel is necessary.
it just depends on what I'm trying to do. I mean, I don't never like you being a breeder. I don't never really want to keep a harm. I don't ever really want to do that. I would much rather just take that strain and make seeds with it. I would much rather even though I'm gonna do the same thing to that plant that it's doing to itself. Because to me, you know how I feel when we reverse a plant, we just really making it harm. That's how I actually feel. Fuck all the science or whatever. And in my mind, that's how I break down. But it's a control thing to me. I want to be the one to control when a plant do that. Don't you be picking when you do that shit yourself, plant. I'm the one to control when you do that. So that's how I really, if we just being honest, that's really how I feel about it. If a plant harm, I don't want it around because I didn't make it do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that used to be like a big thing, especially when I first came in the cannabis community. People would be talking about like if you didn't clean up the lowers of certain individual plants or a particular like strain. It was like a lot of the plants at the time was crossed with whatever this strain was, like the lowers would get nanners or harm on you and shit like that. Whether it just wasn't getting enough light or whatever the fuck was going on, I don't particularly know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, shit. I got these seeds popped. Man, waiting on my tarp. Once my tarp get here, I'm gonna lay that shit down. I already ordered my V1, my V2. I was asking you earlier, and this will be the last question before we get up off the line, which we gave you way more than 12 more minutes, motherfucker. With that shit, do you use a teaspoon or do you use a tablespoon? What are your feeding recommendations for seedlings when we talking about, first set of true leaves, all the way up to going into flower? What are your recommendations? And we're talking about FloraFlex nutrients.
Couple things. I've never made less than 5 gallons of FloraFlex at a time for a couple different reasons. Number one, first and foremost, the formula on the back of the bag is going to be per 5 gallons. That's number one. Number two, it just seems to work out that way because I've always had either the hella big plants that needed 5 gallons of water at a time, not individual plants, but you know what I mean. Or I had a lot of plants, right? So whenever I made the FloraFlex, like for veg, like it'll be on the back of the thing. I think I can't remember. I do it so often. I think it's 2 teaspoons of 1 and 2 teaspoons of 2. So what I might do is 1 teaspoon. I'll go half strength, probably the first week, and then I just jump down with full strength because it ain't no additives in veg. You literally just gonna have V1 and V2. Now anything else you want to add, you can. Like if you want to add like silica and other shit like that, like, but I don't never do that.
Enzo Buzz asks, is there a difference between a natural herm and one that you make herm? I would say yes. And the reason why I say that, right, is because one, if you reverse a plant, right, and you spray that motherfucker, you can get that motherfucker to the point where there is no female parts on there at all, right? But as far as like an actual term plant, you know what I'm saying? One that would have both parts, male and female, that's just some shit that's going to develop naturally. Why that is happening, you will not be able to know. But as far as utilizing a reversal spray, typically it's going to block the ethylene in the plant. And what that allows for the plant to do is create, you know what I'm saying, male parts and pollen, which ultimately, you know, will be feminized. So I think there is a difference, but that's just me.
That is what's so crazy is we talking about different shit and how motherfuckers grow different. Again, Piff was like he used Fluoroflex. He ain't never went full strength, and he was like, matter of fact, Chosen told me to go full strength, and my plants ain't like it. But then you look at a nigga like me, and all I do, you be on the line with me, bro. So you already know. All I do is go full strength. You know what I'm saying? And I bet you, if you ask him what pH he fucking was feeding that in straight cocoa, it'd be some completely different shit than what I'm feeding it. You know what I'm saying? pH wise, you know what I'm saying? Because you already know pH wise in cocoa, in veg is 6.3 for me, 6.2, 6.3. You know what I'm saying? For me in veg, and then flour is gonna be 6.5. And yes, I'm running cocoa. You know what I'm saying? 3 gallons is cool. I like to run 3 gallons. This question right here, what the biggest pot of cocoa? All that depend on how long you gonna veg for, right? Typically, I see if you gonna do it.
Not just how long you gonna veg for, but you know what I'm saying, how tall and how wide your plant is going to be, because those are two different things. If you want your plant to grow faster, normally having a larger pot size, even if you don't do no topping, your plant gonna grow a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Especially as long as you don't overwater that motherfucker, which is hard to do with cocoa.
Man, I completely disagree. And that's only because I be growing in plants right next to each other that's in 5 gallons and 3 gallons, like often, because I always run out of 3 gallon pots. And it don't never be no rhyme or no reason. One, it don't never be any consistency other than the strain relation as to why a plant do what the fuck it do. You know what I'm saying? Again, you seen that KJ that we just looked at? Hey man, how about that motherfucker's in a 2 gallon pot? The smallest pot in the whole fucking that KJ is in the smallest plant and in the smallest pot rather in the whole fucking room. Smallest
pot. All I'm saying is that KJ, that very same KJ, if you had two of them and it was the same size, you put one in a 2 gallon pot and you put one in a 7 gallon pot, I believe the one that's in the 7 gallon pot will grow faster than the one that's in the 2 gallon pot. That's just my belief.
I know, but I got 3 of them. One is in a 2 gallon and the other 2 is in a 3 gallon.
But they are different. They're different phenoms.
Well, goddamn, dog. Yeah, of course they are.
So that's what I'm saying. If it's the same exact plant, that's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, who the fuck does that though? Like, who the fuck has the time to take
you do run clones, don't you?
Yeah, but not typically in different pot sizes though.
But you could. So it's not about having time. It's just about wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, who would want to do that? I don't know. Motherfucker want to see what pot size make the plant grow faster.
And look, bro, the average person does not monocrop. That's number one. The average person, especially that's watching our shit, is a home grower. They ain't monocropping shit. So
I mean, you can
usually,
have clones without monocropping.
yeah, you can't have clones without monocropping. You can have
I mean,
two clones of this,
you can
two
have like
clones of that.
eight of this, eight of that, eight of this. Would be a monocrop.
Nah, it wouldn't. And you can still have, but again, you could have 8 of this and 8 of that. But most people ain't finna have 16 plants in this motherfucker like that. They finna have like 4. You know what I'm saying? Most of these people, everybody ain't popping or having 30 plants. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. So usually the average person mind state is not like that, to where it's like, all right, because even you don't clone like that. Like you don't even clone shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about the mind state. You know what I mean? Like the average person ain't finna clone and then go back and do that shit again like that. I mean, at one point in time, you had a lot of plants and still wasn't cloning shit like that, and didn't even care to. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was really saying. That ain't really practical.
Yeah, man, I've done both, man. It just really depends on what's going on, man. If I gotta try to get through a lot of stock and see what's going on with me,
Plant
shit,
can't
I'm not
get root.
interested in clones. But if I'm trying to maybe like do a breeding project or something like that, that's where the clones really interest me a little bit more, personally. That's me.
I don't feel like a plant can get root bound in anything. It's just all about how you. Here's the thing. Yes, a plant can get root bound in anything, and yes, a plant cannot get root bound in anything. What's gonna determine that shit completely is gonna be you and the frequency at which you water. You might, because if you got a solid root ball, then that means you might have to water 3 times a fucking day. Because you might be in a 16-ounce cup. You know what I'm saying? But hey, as long as you get that little root ball that needs the food, the proper amount of food, it might have to be 7 times a day you water. Who the fuck knows? But again, it don't matter. Do you really want to be feeding that often? Probably not.
Definitely gonna have to water a lot. How big your plant is? What kind of medium you in? Especially if you're in an undersized spot, like you said, man, you might have to water a motherfucker like 7 times, 5 times, 3 times, all in one day.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the worst, man. That's when you know, at least for me, because I'm a red cup demon. You know what I'm saying? I love my red cup. But when I have to water red cups every single day, okay, yeah, we gotta get to the next size. Now I know I'm way past due for transplant. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel.
Well, it's not so much the red cups in your favor as it is the laziness factor. Right?
Quite possibly, sir.
Because you already know that you got to do shit more often, but you still ain't finna do it more often.
My thing is, I still like them red cups a lot. I like planting red cups. I just wish, and I'm sure they probably got them somewhere, but they should make a red cup, but just like a garden pot size. That shit would be dope. Like a 3-gallon red cup.
They actually do. I seen them when I was at that little expo, and a lot of people were selling their rooted clones in them. So it's kind of cool. I don't know who the fuck Primo is. I have no idea. Primo deleted all his videos. I don't know who Primo is, but nigga hit me with the photo show. I was hurt. But yeah.
Primo deleted all his videos.
If you
Primo, Django, I don't know. Are these 2 different people?
I don't know, man. Shit.
Hell yeah, man. But shit, man, it's been another great episode, man. Shit, I mean, we did a call out earlier. I think the only person we may not have called was El Mando. But I think that was pretty much everybody.
El Mando. El Mando.
That shit, man. It's been another great episode, man. It's on the screen, man.
You buy veggies and try to keep the pasta coming. Yeah. Cannabis 3.0. Oh, shout out to Natty G for checking in. If that's the real Natty G.
Nice, man. That's it, man. Let's get on up out of here, man. We've been on 2 hours, 25 minutes, 45 seconds.
Hey, we all on OT, goddammit. Who was it that wanted us to go on OT? Who said that shit?
Man, I had already addressed him, man. I told him, man, we gave him more than 12 minutes. I think that was Django.
Okay, well damn, now you trying to run off this motherfucker. Hold on.
Man, I'm just saying, man, you can't be leaving, coming back, acting like the stuff didn't happen. It happened.
I know it did.
It already happened, man, shit.
Now you like, oh, it's been another way. Oh, whoa, slow down, motherfucker. Slow down. My nigga say, yeah, work. Hey, your screen share, what is it, the Pope getting high on your picture? Is that some more of that digital shit you be doing? That digital AI packet shit? I appreciate it. Oh, that was you, Django. Yeah, for sure, man. And look, don't even sweat that shit, bro. Like I said, man, I wouldn't take that shit personal. People just be having a lot of shit going on. But I just thought that shit was weird. The whole nigga, the magical seed just fucking appeared. Alright, man. Alright, now we can end this motherfucker, bro. It's cool.
Man,
you running
right? This ain't playing, man.
Shout out to shout out to Cannabis 3.0, Django, El Mando, Inu, D-Line, motherfucking.
You want to do a second? You want to do a second shout out?
Yeah, because I missed that one. Zoe.
I missed that motherfucker. Man, what you smoking over here, man?
Hey, man, I was smoking fucking Blue Magic.
These nuts.
Man, you know what?
Strain from Django.
We just ain't even gonna. We ain't gonna even. I'm not gonna even fuck with it no more, man. I'm cool, man. You know what? We'll just let the motherfucking music roll, man. You dig what I'm saying? It's been another great episode. We went overtime and everything, man. Righteous already said this your boy Righteous, but this your boy Chosen. Signing out. You want to say anything else, Righteous? Huh, motherfucker? Well, get your umbrellas out.
Brain. Every time you see the boy, got a brand new strain. And the shit so Waco. Flame. Put your ass in a ditch. Saddam El Hussein. Two things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. Two things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green like that mean go. That mean go. That mango. Peep the game. Cheddar lingo. Nigga, how far would a green take you? As far as you go. That mango. Peep the game. Cheddar lingo. Nigga, how far would a green take you? As far as you go. It ain't no game. All of these niggas, they looking for game. Lining they pockets, they flooding they pockets, they lining they pockets with all of this change. Shit ain't no game. All of these niggas, they do it for game. But one thing won't change, it will remain the same. None of these niggas will ever reign. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gone. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' Cause it's gon' all these hundreds in this bitch is gon' Tommy gun, 100 bun, it's gon' hope you brought your umbrella, it's gon' and we gon' cause it's gon'